be able to get them. So thanks for asking. Hey, Bridget in Victoria, what's going on?
Hi, Darren. Oh, wow. I'm surprised I was picked. How are you?
I'm good. I'm settling in. It's a really great Sunday afternoon in Santa Monica, and I'm looking out over storm clouds, and I believe the Oscars are about to happen. So if people are listening to this in the future or after the fact, this was the weekend that the Oscars were happening, and all the actresses who were nominated for Best Something are probably freaking out that their incredible Armani dress is going to make them freezing. But right now, I'm good.
Awesome. I've been a fan of yours for many years. I actually have a daughter that's named after you.
How do you spell her name? How do you spell it?
I spell her name Darryn.
Beautiful.
And she knows about you. I've, introduced her to your music since she was really little. But my question for you was about the song Where You Want to Be. Yeah. And I was just curious what the meaning behind that song was.
Well, it's about being at a crossroads in your life, and it is, I guess it is about the breakup of the band, to be honest. I think it's about sitting there at that point in my life where I definitely felt like I was, and not just with Daniel, with lots of people in my life at that time, I felt like I'd been sort of thrown to the wolves, to be perfectly honest. And I was asking those questions about fame and about artistry and about the choices that we make in our lives, and saying, as much as I am to the person that it sounds like I'm talking to, I was also asking myself, are these choices, are you happy with them? Is this what you wanted? This is what you got? Was it everything you thought it would be? And I think there's a certain sadness and I don't know. There's definitely a philosophical song, because I'm not judging, I'm asking. I'm even asking myself. And then in the middle of it, I guess in the middle of that song, I start saying, I'm realizing that at that point in my life, I had spent all of my energy making everybody else happy except myself. And maybe it was time for me to be honest about that. So, yeah, what does it mean for you? What do you think it's about?
To be honest with you, just like everybody else in the show, your music has been in my life off and on for many years, and it has helped through quite a bit of a dark period, but that song is actually what, I see my daughter's relationship with her father, because he's unfortunately not around for her, and it was actually the goal for me when I heard that song. I was like, okay, that's it, I have to name her after him, because you were just there during that dark point when she was born, like your music was playing and everything else. So she's, that's how it feels to me, if that makes sense. There's certain songs of yours that have helped liberate me through my life and have helped through my daughter and I's lives. She's a big Star Wars fan too, by the way.
That's awesome.
Just wanted to say that, but yeah.
Well, it's funny.
I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny with that song because I think, it's the basis of all breakups, really. If you look at a friendship that ends or a relationship that ends, to me, one of the saddest aspects of that, I think it's someone else can correct me here. It might be Cole Porter, it might be someone, but Bette Midler does a version of a song on one of her standards albums. I can't even remember what it was, but the lyric has always struck me because she was basically saying, you wouldn't recognize the room. The pictures all hang in different places now. And my own song, the Savage Garden song on Affirmation, where I talk about revisiting my life, I go back to my old house, my old life. I open up a suitcase and there's my old clothing and everything. And I say, our picture frames have changed and so has your name. To me, it's a theme that's come up a lot in when relationships end, where it's like life still goes on and everything's the same, but everything's different. And when you run into that stranger, it's like, man, do you remember just yesterday, we shared everything together. And today we don't even look at each other. Today years can go by and we don't even email. And there's a sadness to that, definitely. There's also a liberation, when you move on and you get on with your life, you realize that you can never go back. When people ask me about Savage Garden reuniting, there's a million different answers to that, but for me, the biggest thing is that I've just moved on with my life. I've gone forward. Why would I want to repeat something that ended for a reason? That relationship, that friendship, at that point and where it got to, it just wasn't healthy. It wasn't good for anyone. And the idea of revisiting something just because it's nostalgic or it makes some other people happy, well, that's not my trip. I'd rather sort of move forward. But I really appreciate you showing me another aspect to that song, because it's always tough when I explain songs, because I don't like to fill in all the gaps. I want the audience to bring their own story to it, and I loved hearing yours. That was really great. So thanks, Bridget.